Club President, friends, especially to Tia. Have you heard of Queenstown? What an amazing introduction that immediately grabbed our attention, grabbed whatever we were thinking of, and just brought her to the present. And that's one of Tia's great strengths as a speaker. Now, Tia has many, many strengths, and I'll share them. Well, the three ones that I think were really, really worth mentioning. First, Tia was exemplary at delivery. What I mean by that is the way that she stood, the way that she spoke, and even when she wasn't saying anything, her energy radiated through the room, and it made you want to look at her. Right? This is something that doesn't come naturally to a lot of people, but Tia, that along with your welcoming smile made us want to hear even more. Your energy, your authenticity, and even your gestures, which were not too exaggerated, but just very natural, very inviting, and very welcoming. This is key for a speaker to attract attention, and of course, you were clearly audible. That helps. Second, Tia, you brought your stories to life to illustrate the examples. You talked about Queenstown, speaking to the uncle about IKEA, giving the dates. I thought that was very interesting. I wanted to go to IKEA too. Right? And by having interesting bits of content in your information, you keep us listening for more. I was sad that your speech had to end because of the time. Right? The third thing I thought you did very well, relatable language use. Now, some people say you shouldn't use Singlish as you speak. I think it's different because when Tia used the word "chio," I felt very Singaporean and connected to her, even though Tia wasn't born in Singapore. Right? So part of building that speaker credibility is speaking that same language that allows you to be relatable with your audience, because then they trust you. And I certainly trust Tia. Not only that, her speech was easy to understand. Word choice, simple. Not a single word was confusing or ambiguous. Now, where could I do better? If there's only one thing I have to nitpick on, Tia, my question to you would be, what did you want the audience to take home? Because while you shared that experience and you had us all listening to what you were going to say, I felt that the main value point of your speech might have seemed a little lost. If I might ask the audience, what is the key learning point that you got from Tia's speech? Okay, so I heard mingle of people sharing some, yeah, so as you can tell, it's not particularly clear. Now, I'm not saying that every speech has to be, but if you think about that 5 to 7 minutes, it's a great chance for you to either demonstrate your strength and expertise or show your growth through the experience, or leave the audience with a point of value that they can take back saying, oh, I learned something from Tia today. Because that's what can establish you as an authority, even as you share something like a story or an experience. So how you can do that is sync the title. Live Well, Age Well doesn't sync with the main idea, which I thought you were trying to drive home, which was they don't care what you know until they know how much you really care. Because all your examples seem to lead to that. Second, consider repeating that takeaway at the end, so we take that with us. And third, maybe a problem solution structure. So give us the problem. It's so hard to motivate volunteers. And then tell us you arrive at that solution, so we'll take it home. In summary, Tia, you're an amazing speaker. Consider being more pointed in the takeaway for the audience, and you'll be wowing your audience every time.
Good.